importance of having a will? Is it something that is important for an entrepreneur to have?
A will is very, very, very critical. And that is actually one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make. And not only entrepreneurs, business people.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we usually say that if you don't write a will, you're leaving it up to the government to decide to do what to do with your money. I happen to be a financial literacy trainer because of my background.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I feel that you should have a say on your finances today, even into your legacy. And let us not wait to have so much to write our wills. As long as you have something small, write your will. And the beauty of wills is that, you see, once you get your lawyer and you do the first draft of the will, maybe you've bought your first plot, which is maybe 500 or 50,000 or whatever amount of. What happens that every 3 years, it's always advisable, every 3 years to go and renew it. And many times you'll find that once you've worked with a specific lawyer and you have done the first will,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, okay, at least that's the way I do it in my law firm. Once you have done the first will, any addition on that is just really based on the addition, not really from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Of course, unless you want to restructure it all together. So it's very important to state, for example, how you would like your assets distributed when you finally rest. Very critical. Whether it is 100 shillings, whether it is what, it's very important, because once you don't do that, these are the matters that sometimes end up staying in court for very long. And again, the problem is that sometimes when you do a will,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't do it before a lawyer, there are a few technicalities. It's good to do your will before a lawyer and have three or so witnesses, And mark you, another thing people forget is that this witness should not be a beneficiary of the estate. You see, and those are some of those technicalities that you'll only get to know them once you let the lawyer deal with that. So right from the time you start your business, maybe you're 1, 2, 3 years, 4, 5 years into it, take your time, go and sit down with your lawyer. Draft the first will. Keep reviewing it every 3 to 5 years. Yes, it is very, very critical. Otherwise, we have so much money that is lying in unclaimed assets, and the children are there suffering without fees being paid because there's no connection between one to the other. Mm-hmm. And remember again, the bank is not obliged to come and look for you or to look for your descendants once you have died. Because unless you have told them you have an account here or there, you have this property here and there, that usually just goes to waste like that. And the beauty of writing a will is that you usually put all your properties in it. And as such, they can easily be traced and tracked down and divided the way you'd like. Otherwise, they go to the taxpayer and your children or your descendants are languishing in challenges. Yes. So wills are very, very critical, and I believe all entrepreneurs should have wills. Don't wait to be billionaires to have wills. Start small wherever you are.
Begin wherever you are.
Begin wherever you are. Very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What about contested wills? Like, for example, I write a will and you don't want, there are some people, as a result of family conflicts, you don't want your son to get much of something, and you give it out to maybe a grandson for that matter, or to a stranger. How do you avoid that contestation of the will?
Usually, as much as possible, if a client comes to me and wants to write a will, we will go through the process, and I will advise them to make sure that they're reasonable in all that they do. Because you'll find the wills that tend to be contested are those that are not reasonable, you see. So in one way or the other, let it be very clear why you're giving this person more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, you may find you have educated your elder children and they've been abroad and they are well established by the time you are resting. And you have a younger child who you have not taken care of, and you are resting, maybe they are 12 years or 15 years. So is it fair for that estate to be divided equally amongst them? Unless, if it is being divided equally amongst them, then it's very clear how they are taking care of the younger ones that were not educated to the very end by the parents. or now by the deceased. Yes.
Okay.
So you see that those small things, and the beauty of having, just as I said, having it witnessed, you know, by the people, and the people who are witnesses should not be beneficiaries of that will, and putting it in a place that it can easily be retrieved, at the right place, is very important. And usually it's your lawyer. Yes. Tell your lawyer, should I die? And also another option, there's the lawyer and maybe somebody else. I have done my will, I've left it at this particular place. Let us not wait as entrepreneurs till things are bad. Do it when you're strong, when your mind is sharp, and you're not doing it out of emotion, but really out of reason. Yes, very, very important. And because when you do things again out of emotion and all that, those are some of the issues that are sometimes contested. And unfortunately, sometimes you find people contesting wills just out of frivolous issues. And maybe they knew they did not agree with the deceased, and they, on one or two areas, and they go and bring up the issues in court and all that. Those are some of the issues that now again come to mediation. Yes. So that we just see everything is sorted in the best interests of the family and as per the wills of the deceased. Yes.
Okay.